Welcome back, everybody, to the Creating Character podcast. This is the podcast that is not only a counter-programming podcast, but I'm also going to call it right now. It's the most controversial, non-controversial podcast you can listen to. I'm your host, James Willems, and I'm joined, as always, by Scorpio Sky.
Yes, I want to get right into this.
Jump right into it.
What are those on your feet?
Oh, baby. These are, we talked about it before. I got a bunch of free shoes from a friend of mine.
This is from the Free Stash?
The Free Stash.
Oh, that's
What can you tell me about them?
get.
This is like, what is it, Antique Roadshow, but for shoes? I don't know. I found this in my... Have you ever seen Antique Roadshow?
No, I haven't.
Eric, you know
I don't
Antique
know what that
Roadshow.
is.
Producer Eric, everybody.
I know it well.
Producer
Hi, hello.
Eric, everybody.
Guys,
So-
this is welcome to the most controversial, non-controversial podcast that also doubles as the Antique Roadshow for shoes. Sky, tell him about the shoes he's wearing.
So basically, Antique Roadshow is a show where people bring in stuff and then experts look at it and then appraise it in front of their eyes. So they'll be like, I don't know, this is something that always just hung on my grandmother's wall, but she died 40 years ago, so I figured I'd bring it in. And they go, this is worth $125,000.
Oh, wow.
It's one of its kind or whatever. Sometimes it's nothing, but the best episodes are the ones where it's crazy. So I'm bringing you these shoes that a friend of mine gave me
Yeah.
because he didn't want to have to sell them. And we have the same shoe size. Tell me what you know about these shoes.
They're probably worth about 180.
Ooh, okay.
don't know.
With a K at the end?
No.
Oh.
Those are nice, though. It looks like they're Air Max.
Yeah.
I love the gray and the orange and the white. That's such a great combo. This is a great shoe to get for free. I'm actually very jealous about that. This is nice.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah,
That's a
well,
staple in my opinion. This is strictly my opinion. That's a staple in sneaker culture. I
Really?
think if you're going to have sneaker culture, if you're going to be any type of part of sneaker culture, you got to have an Air Max, you got to have an Air Force One, and you got to have a Jordan.
okay.
Those
All right.
those are
Great.
three must-haves
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Okay. All right. What about moon shoes? How do you feel about moon shoes?
I don't know what moon shoes
Moon
are.
shoes are the kids' toys where you'd put your feet in them and they had big elastic bands around. It's like a bucket with feet platforms in the center so that when you walked, it would give you a little spring in your step.
Don't know anything about it.
Well,
Tough.
Mr.
not
Bucket.
true sneakerhead.
Can I ask a...
Mr. Bucket, you put your balls in my mouth.
Hey, yo!
Whoa.
That's what
Now, this
Mr.
is the
Bucket's
controversial-
saying.
I think it was balls
Podcast.
come out of my
Whoa,
mouth,
whoa.
which is
Oh, well,
still,
maybe.
Which is still,
I have a question, Sky. You're a shoe guy, but what I'm curious about is the sock game. Where are you in where your socks should be? How high should they be? Should you be showing sock? Are you an ankle guy? What is the move for you for socks?
honestly, I'm not really picky when it comes to socks. To me, it's all about what's comfortable with each shoe. Like example, some shoes I'm going to wear a taller sock. Like if I'm wearing a high top Jordan 1 or something, and I don't want the actual shoe scraping my ankle or anything, I'll wear a taller sock, maybe a tube sock. And then if I'm wearing a flat shoe, similar to what I'm wearing right now, which is these aren't Stan Smith, but similar to Stan Smith Adidas. And if I'm wearing some jeans or shorts, I might let the ankle show a little bit. So I'll
nice.
wear some no shows or something. So yeah, I mean, it just depends on what you want to do. I don't really.
Love that.
Yeah, this is fascinating podcast.
Listen, you don't know.
Socks,
This is a generational.
socks.
No.
We're talking
This is
about
a generational
socks.
divide, dude. There's a whole world out there with socks and how long they are and where and how old you are. It's a whole situation, man.
Okay,
big thing.
speaking of generational divide, where are you at on this search for microwave popcorn that
Oh, yeah.
matches
You,
movie
Okay.
theater?
you were going to do the test, right?
Okay, so we haven't gotten together to make the popcorn to see if we can make something that's as good as movie theater popcorn. If you're just joining us, welcome. Scorpio Sky buys movie theater popcorn to go like an insane person. However, I went to a wedding this weekend, a family wedding, and I posed it to everyone, both my side of the family, the new family. This is, hey, have you ever gone to a movie theater and bought the popcorn and got it to go? Everyone said no. Unfortunately, all of those people went, damn, that's a good idea,
Yeah.
though. I might do that.
Boom. It's a great idea.
That you need to get
Ridiculous.
out of your head, Eric, because I will say this. My perspective when you first brought this to the table, you came with it as, listen to how crazy this guy is. My reaction was, well, I've never done that. I'm not sure I ever would do that, But it seems like it makes a lot of sense because if you want the best popcorn, you're probably going to go to the place where the best popcorn is.
Absolutely.
Live your life. You're not hurting anyone.
I think there was a lot of split in the comments on our YouTube and on Instagram. And I mean, this is a simple black or white for me. I think I'm right in doing what I did. And here's a little funny update is I actually went to the movies yesterday and saw a movie, didn't order popcorn.
Whoa. Well, that's not the place for it. You're used to eating at home.
You're a psychopath.
I do have a follow-up question because I brought this up with other people too, and most people are on your side. Most people have no issue with it. They go, oh, that wouldn't occur to me. And I would probably be, popcorn isn't so much of a draw for most people that they would go out of their way. That's why it's easier to just have popcorn at home.
Yeah.
But there's no argument that it's better at the movie theater. But a lot of people wanted to know, what do you do now that most movie theaters are treated like airports where you have to, the ticket thing is before the concessions. Do you ever run into that issue? How do you handle this?
Yes. And that was a big issue I did see in some of the comments of people were saying, I like that idea as long as you're not buying a ticket.
Oh, of course.
Just to go to the event. But when I have encountered it, sometimes you can just walk right in and go to the concession. But when they do have a security or whatever, you know, guy, a ticket taker, I just tell them, I just want to go buy some popcorn. Is that cool? And they let you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually saw someone in our comment section say that that's how they really make their money is off concessions.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
So why would you not?
It's crazy.
You're paying like $15 for popcorn.
Yeah.
And then like you're like just going, good enough.
I would love to see how much that popcorn costs the theater.
It's got to be nothing. I actually have some microwave popcorn at home, and I'll still stop at the movie theater.
Would you ever consider, this is insane, and we're getting this is why this is the least controversial podcast, but would you ever cut your popcorn with worse popcorn? Would you get a big thing of movie popcorn?
No.
But then make some more, so you mix
Put
them all
together?
up. Could you? And now you're taking one bite, but you'd never do that.
No.
Okay.
No, not at all. Not at all.
You know,
Where are you at with pineapple on pizza? Because that's
Love it.
another really
I
controversial.
love it. No
For it.
question.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm
For
the
it.
same.
I
So
actually
we're
think
three. We're
people-
a triangle of that now.
That's a black and white issue for me as well, because people will say, oh, that doesn't belong on a pizza. And I go, tomatoes are fruit, you dumb shit. We already got fruit on the pizza. It's all over.
I mean, I can't argue with that. I don't know why that just reminded me of this. This story always makes me laugh, like uncontrollably. I was backstage at a wrestling show once, and I had my friend Flexo. Shout out to Flexo. Do you know Flexo?
No, but I love when
Flex
people talk
McCallum.
about being backstage at wrestling shows, because they're like, I was backstage with this guy, and it's like Panthero, you know, like it's always it's like you're hanging out the League of Superheroes.
He's had different names. Flex
Yeah.
McCallion. He's had a lot of different names, right? So he was backstage and he was telling a story, and he was talking about the Huntington Beach Grand Prix or something like that. But he kept calling it the Grand Prix. And he just legitimately didn't know the difference.
Yeah.
He just kept, he was honestly telling a story in Huntington Beach Grand Prix, Huntington Beach Grand Prix. And then finally another wrestler, buddy of mine, Watts, he's like, damn it, Flexo, it's the Grand Prix, you idiot. He just loses it. And Flexo goes, same thing. And he's like, no, it's not the same thing. It's two completely different things.
Yeah.
And Flexo comes back with the greatest comeback I've ever heard in my life. He says, do I eat a Twix or do I eat a Twee?
Not bad. Not bad.
Do I eat a Twix or do I eat a Twee? And I was like, he won.
Yeah, that is a winner. That is a winner.
He won.
I might be with Flexo.
Yeah.
He won.
He won.
We couldn't have I fell on the ground laughing. I was just dying.
That's incredible.
That's off subject. but we're
Anytime
here.
someone pronounces something wrong like that consistently, I go, they're well read. That means the first exposure was that they read it somewhere.
Yes.
And they
you're
just
right.
repeated it. They didn't have someone spell it out for them metaphorically.
Grand
So,
Prix.
I'm okay with Grand Prix.
So you can go out and buy popcorn from the movie theater, even if you're not seeing a movie. You can have pineapple on pizza, and it's okay to call it the Grand Prix.
Yep.
I don't know about that
solved.
last one.
Yeah. Eric's on board. Eric's on board with all of this.
Do I eat a Twix or do I eat a Twee?
I might start eating a Twee. I'm not calling it the Grand Prix.
Oh,
Wow,
man.
this is like exactly what to expect from this show.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Sky, how are you doing otherwise without the popcorn? How you doing?
I'm doing really well, honestly. I'm trying to get back to where I was, like I say, like maybe a month and a half, 2 months ago in the gym. I told you I was getting fat recently. I'm back down to I got up to 211.
Okay.
And now I'm down to 209. I actually did a in-body scan last week. And
like
that was
a DEXA scan type?
DEXA scan type of thing. And I was 211 with 8.9% body fat. And so I thought I was going to be higher up into like 15%.
Yeah.
So not too bad. But I definitely felt those extra pounds and I want to lean out a little bit. I feel it right here. So I'm getting there.
I love that you went 8% body fat, 211, not too bad. You essentially described like an Olympian or like if gods came down from the mountains to bestow us with gifts, that's what the DEXA scan would read on them. And you're like but
just
maybe I cut a little bit somewhere. I'll find a place to cut.
Adonis level.
I know.
Yeah, I don't know,
Also,
man. I gotta really tighten up.
But it is something. There is a takeaway on it because you can say, "Oh, I feel this way. This is how I felt," or "I want to train this harder." But your job is on TV. Hundreds of thousands, millions of people are seeing you shirtless and going. They see you, and it's like someone put a floodlight in their eyes, and they can't see anything. But
I will say this though, when you're not wrestling a lot on TV and you're doing a lot of promo work, which is we've been doing a lot of promos where your shirt's on.
yeah,
It's hard to turn down that piece of cake or dessert at dinner or a beverage when you're like, I'm not taking my shirt off.
and you just got to fill up the shirt.
Yeah, you just got to look good with the arms
Yeah,
and
yeah.
your shoulders. So it's definitely difficult to stay on that like really good diet and getting your your good eating in while you're just training to wear a shirt. So but you never know when you're going to be in the ring too, so you got to be ready.
That's fair. You do TV wrestling. I wrestle above a rock climbing gym.
It still matters.
It still matters. But my one thing is, there's been times where I'll talk to the guys and go, "You ever think about changing the lighting in here?" Like, well, we want it to be real flat so we can make sure everyone can see anything because we film them so we can post them. Oh, okay. But like, what about like more from above? Like top down, maybe some top down lighting, a little less harsh, maybe something that doesn't completely wash out any color in my skin.
Please.
Right? And I don't know. I don't think so.
Well, you know what
That's all
gets
I
you
want.
is the photographers.
Oh, okay.
They always take pictures of you like exhaling.
Oh.
Right. So you just look fat in every photo. Not talking about you personally. I'm
Yeah.
just talking about everyone in general. I usually hate almost every photo that I get taken because like there's moments I know the camera's there, so I might like hit a pose. I might grab a hold and like kind of make sure I hold it a little longer to make sure the camera picks it up. But then they don't take those pictures. They take the picture when I'm like running and I'm like, or like I'm getting punched or something. There used to be this photographer in SoCal, and he would like come to shows and take pictures, and then he was really nice. He would like print them all out in like 8x10 form and bring them to all the wrestlers in a folder. But like every photo he brought me, I was like getting my ass kicked.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what am I gonna do with this?
Yeah. You want me on your show?
Yeah, like what am I gonna sell these? Like here's me in a headlock. Here's me getting punched in the face.
I feel like you need a photographer who has as bad of body dysmorphia as you have yourself.
Yeah,
right.
that'd be nice.
Because we don't have that many action photographers. I have a couple action photos, but it's mostly people in our audience who take something and then share something online.
No.
But then sometimes there'll be a photo, and I go, this is like if I had my mental disorder of seeing myself, how I would never have shared this. I would have never shared this. And I need someone who is as fragile egoed as I am to take the photos of me so that way we can be on the same page about, because they might be like, you look incredible. Look how big your shoulders are in this. And I go, yeah, but like, look at my waist, dog.
Yes.
Like you can't even see all 6 of my abs in this. It's horrendous. So
if there are any wrestling photographers that watch this show, please, from now on, don't take any action shots of me. Just get my entrance, get the exit, and forget the rest. Thank you.
Suicide dive. Maybe a suicide dive.
Maybe a dive.
Close up of your face.
I love a good dive photo.
Yeah.
There are some really cool dive photo pictures of me out there. So
Yeah.
I like those.
Yeah. Well, there it is.
I don't want to shift gears too hard, but we should. James, what'd you get up to this weekend?
Boom! I shifted gears. Great job, Eric. I didn't even tell you what I got up to this weekend. I went for an 8-hour motorcycle ride this weekend.
What?
I've been, because I own a motorcycle. I've owned a motorcycle since 2006, basically since my final year of college.
I don't think I knew that.
I used to commute. I went to college in North Carolina, came out here, brought my motorcycle with me because I couldn't afford a car. So then I had a Kawasaki Ninja, and I would use it to commute and go everywhere I needed to go. Got into an accident on the 5 and then bought a car, but still always kept a motorcycle. So I ended up trading that for a Honda Shadow because I wanted to look more like Terminator and more of the cruiser style. I love motorcycles, but I don't commute with them. And now that I'm older, I mostly only go for group rides.
Okay.
But it's been so hot. And winter, you basically store it up for winter. So I haven't gone in a long ride in about a year. 3 of us got together and said, let's do a ride. Let's do a day ride or something. We ended up over in Santa Monica around 9 a.m. and then said, let's go to Oxnard, which is the PCH, right? Because we don't like to do highways. We'll do the PCH. It's 2 hours or so up to Oxnard.
Wow.
And it was awesome. It was so awesome. We had
you said
kind
it's
of
a Honda Shadow.
Yeah,
It's
more of a cruiser. It's a sit-back cruiser. But it was a beautiful ride. I had music pumping in my headphones. There was a funny moment where there were 3 of us, and we tried to get comms working, like Bluetooth comms talking, so we could talk to each other on the ride, but it didn't work out. When I tried to join, it got all fuzzy, so we weren't able to do this. So I was just listening to music, and I had this moment where I realized in Western society, we talk about how men maybe have a hard time opening up to other men.
Yeah.
That's just a weird cultural thing.
As soon as you're not a kid anymore.
Men like to do things with other men.
For sure.
Right? Oh, let's play some sports or watch something or whatever. But there's always, anytime I go back to my wife, she goes, oh, did you ask so-and-so? You hung out with them for 5 hours. Did you ask them about whatever? No, it didn't come up. Right? But we watched a bunch of stuff and played video games. And while I was riding the motorcycle, I was like, oh, this is like that. We're all doing this meditative thing, weaving together in a line. So there's a connection, but we don't have to speak. We're all in our own worlds, but it feels so therapeutic. And I was like, wow, this is crazy. And then when we got to Oxnard, I found out that theirs were working and they were talking the whole time.
You just weren't involved.
And I just wasn't included. And I was like, oh, okay, all right, never mind.
That
Maybe it's
sounds
me.
really fun, though. That's cool. That actually, you talking about that right now made me want to get one.
I don't think anyone needs to ever buy a motorcycle.
Can I rent one?
I think if you learn how to ride a motorcycle safely and you rent one, it'll scratch the itch.
If I could, can we do a group drive? Can we just drive our cars?
It's probably not the same. It's probably
we
not
could
the
speak
same.
in a Bluetooth.
You mean be on the phone?
Yeah, be on the phone. Yeah.
It's if you've never ridden a motorcycle before, and I'm curious to anyone who listens or watches that has, if they can back me up on this, there's no other way to travel that you feel so connected to the world around you.
Wow.
Because you can feel the temperature. When you get to Santa Monica and you're going up the PCH, you feel the cool ocean air, you smell the salt. It's not like in a car where you have your air conditioner and everything's controlled. You just disconnect. When you want to go right, you kind of lean. It's like a connection from your brain. You lean and you go right. When you want to go faster, you grip harder. It all feels like you're so connected to the thing of going 65 miles an hour down the road. It's just wild. But then, so we went to Oxnard, randomly found the most incredible place. I don't even know if I want to say it. I want to give them the business, but I also don't want people to bombard this place so I can't go back. But I'll say it. It's called the Strandwich.
The Strandwich.
The Strandwich in Oxnard. Just a random Google search while we were there, and it had tri-tip sandwiches, pulled pork, brisket.
Sounds good.
Incredible. So you could get it over fries. You could get it on a buttery bun. You could just get it as a rice plate. It was incredible and dirt cheap.
Wow.
Dirt cheap. but we were having such a good time that we decided to just keep going.
Hell yeah.
And so that was maybe less than half the trip. We ended up going all the way to Ojai, which for anyone who doesn't know, Southern California is like way up into the mountains and stuff. So we went up to Ojai, came all the way back around to Santa Clarita. And when you get over those mountains, there's a point where you crest and then you feel the heat, like the temperature changes as you're moving through the hills. And it was awesome. I was exhausted. My butt hurt afterwards. You're tired from shifting and the throttle, but it was so much fun. And we had the comms on the way back. So the three of us were talking, but what a blast. It was just so cool.
Did you run into any like biker gangs?
There were definitely other crews that would go by, but that's the fun thing is ever since I've ever been on a motorcycle, you give the two fingers. If someone's coming in the opposite direction, you give them the what's up, two fingers. Every single, probably saw 50, 60 other motorcyclists. Every single one gives.
Do you think the ones that beef do that?
That's a good question. I don't know if the full gangs do.
Yeah.
I feel like you have to. I feel like the motorcycle code supersedes whatever gang philosophy you have.
Is it weird that like when I see like a motorcycle is coming and I like kind of move over a little bit to give them the room and then they go by me and they give me the little two fingers. It makes me feel really good. It makes me feel like I did something like Nobel Peace Prize level.
Well, you did do. Every single person who moves out of the way when you're lane splitting, I'm so grateful for. And there are times where I'm going, and if someone on the right moves out of the way, that's the throttle, so you can't always come off the throttle. And so I feel bad. I go, I hope they don't know that I'm not grateful.
Now I get it. Because sometimes they don't do it, and I'm like disappointed. I'm just like,
they want to. They for sure want to, and they saw you and they appreciate you.
Hell yeah, I'm gonna keep doing it.
Yeah, so that was my Saturday, and it was just a killer, awesome. Then I came home exhausted and just hung out.
That sounds like a great Saturday.
I love
that. Why is it? Do you think that it's harder for men when they were adults to like have that connection? Like women, they can meet someone and there's no like weird thing that holds them from. Maybe it's vulnerability. I don't know what it is exactly, right? But they can meet and they're like, yo, we should connect again.
Yeah.
We should, I definitely don't want to never see you again in life. But men, it's just like, all right, man, this was a great experience. Great hanging out with you.
Yeah.
I guess I'll never see you again.
Yeah.
Shake hands. Like, why do we like that?
I don't know that we do like it. I think maybe it's just kind of the expectation of what like men's relationships are more than anything.
We have this wall.
Yeah.
And I think we need to normalize getting rid of that wall.
Absolutely. We need to normalize it. That being said, if you do, sometimes I don't always want to spend my time with someone else comparing our garbage. Like there's a certain, once you open up those floodgates and it's like, oh, well, I was hanging out with my friend this weekend and all we did was talk about the shit that's bothering us, like all the venting that happens, or I don't think rumors or gossip, but whatever, right? Like when that's the only thing, I feel like maybe you walk away from it going like, was that therapeutic for me, or would I have just preferred us quietly sitting together in the same room?
You're
watching
talking
sports?
A friend or stranger?
More of a friend, yeah.
So I'm talking more of strangers.
Oh, just meeting someone and...
I mean, I feel like everyone's gone through it, right? Where you do something, whatever it is. I don't know what, something. You run into another male and you guys hit it off. You have a great time.
Yeah.
You're good friends. What?
Yeah.
And then I'll, at the end, for the most part, you probably just walk away.
Yeah.
and like, man, that guy was really cool. I hope I see him again. But we don't connect.
I would say I've definitely had situations where a friend will throw a party or something. So it's a lot of multiple different social groups. And then you end up hanging out around someone who you wouldn't otherwise be.
For sure.
But then you're like, oh yeah, I got into this awesome conversation with so-and-so. Yeah. And they're super chill. We talk, but he likes this and I like this and everything. And then I'll go to my wife and she'll be like, "Oh, did you get his number?" I go, "No." Did you share? Are you gonna hang out again? I go, probably not.
Yeah,
like,
that's exactly what I'm talking about.
This is the little aquarium where we had our thing, and then
maybe that's okay.
But
I think we should try to take a step and move past that, and we could think of all the friends we could.
I have
be
a theory. I have a controversial theory.
We need a every time something controversial, hit that horn. That's our controversy.
This is so. We'll see how much of this we want to keep in. But I think men are just as afraid of men as everyone else.
Yeah,
That's a pretty strong theory. That's pretty good theory.
Because there's the whole would a woman rather be stuck with a bear or a man, and a lot of women pick the bear.
for sure.
I think if you ask men, they'd be like the bear.
Not me.
Yeah. No, Sky's been watching bear attack videos. He's
That's
not
true.
picking
Yeah,
bear.
you've been getting all the bear
Give
attacks.
me a man.
But I do think there's something to like. I do think there's something to we understand the expectations of us societally broadly, right?
Yes.
Cultural, how we were raised and stuff. And we go, well, if they have that too, they probably don't want me to go, hey, buddy, nice to meet you. My name's James. What do you want to talk about tonight or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
But we should.
We probably know ourselves too well.
Yeah.
We know men.
Yeah.
And if you know men, you're just like, eh.
Oh.
One of those two responses.
Yeah, somewhere in between. That's the
Yeah.
it's a
Men are the
spectrum. On
worst.
one side is and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our gender, it sucks.
You ever seen those social media videos where it's people waiting for their partners somewhere, whether at the airport or outside of an office?
Yes.
And they video them before they see their partner.
Mm-hmm.
So this goes for both genders or anywhere in between. And it's basically someone, they look like they're miserable, like they're going to fight the next person they see. And then they see the camera and they go, and their whole demeanor changes to something bubbly.
Yes.
We're all that deep down.
Yeah, we are.
So I don't know.
Well, that's fun.
Anyway, so that was my fun, cool bonding thing that I did this
I
weekend.
think that's
That was
so
awesome.
cool, man. Honestly, it makes me want to. I think that just sounds so. Like, I guess just therapeutic is the best way of putting it, because you're just so, like you said, you're so in touch with nature and the camaraderie, and that to me is the perfect weekend activity.
Yeah.
You checked off nature, you checked off adventure, you checked off hanging out with good people.
Yeah.
If anytime you can do those three things, it's a W.
Yeah, I agree. It was
Love
awesome.
that.
It was tons of fun. So that was my weekend.
Hell yeah.
Man, what a weekend. What a time. And Sky, you just keep going to the same building and doing work, huh? They just
Yeah.
keep flying you out to Philadelphia. You just keep showing up.
I just go and take picture of the 2300 sign and go have a cheesesteak and call it a day.
Not bad.
Yeah, baby.
Could be worse.
Yeah. We
Not
live
too
in.
bad.
Yeah.
We're getting close to time.
Yeah.
I want to ask, because it was kind of brought up off mic last time. Well, last time we had our recordings was for us a while ago. We recorded like a little batch of them.
That's right.
We hung out afterwards for almost like an hour. We just kind of
Yeah.
like hung out and talked or whatever.
Yeah.
You mentioned that you used to work at Not Scary Farm.
Oh, that's
and that's where you
right.
met our editor.
Yeah. Do we have time for this?
Man, I maybe touch on it. We
We'll-
can go
we'll
deeper
just-
in, but
yeah, we'll
this
talk
is
a little
like,
bit.
dude, this is
Yeah.
wild. This
So
is
that-
really what you did?
That's not actually where I met our editor, Steve. I met him in wrestling. He was a referee.
Oh, crazy.
But the guy that trained both of us was working at Not Scary Farm, and he did it like this was going to be his second year. So this was my first year in wrestling. I just finished training, just started wrestling. And so he was like, yeah, come work with us. So we went and we got jobs there, and neither one of us had cars. You know, we're broke, like college kids, yada, yada, yada. So we would go and we would get like a ride out, because it would be like Thursday through Sunday. So we would get a ride out there Thursday, work, get a horrible little crappy motel, the cheapest one we can get. And then we'd stay out there, and we just had a blast every time. It was a lot of like, you know, being a monster, jumping out, scaring people, that sort of thing. But I would say a week or two in, Steve and I were just like, all right, we've had enough. And we would just spend our entire nights in the break room.
Oh, wow.
We would just hang out. Yeah, we would just go hang out in the park. Yeah, like we didn't really work that hard. We went and we give what you call a breaker, which basically like, you know, a shift you're supposed to work most of the shift, and then when you need a break, your breaker comes in.
Gotcha.
We basically ended up being our breaker's breaker.
Okay.
So they went
yeah.
and did all the work.
Yeah.
And then we'd show up and, hey, you need a break? Okay, cool. I'll work for 30 minutes.
Not
That sort of
bad.
thing,
Hey,
yeah.
that's not bad.
But you get people swinging on you, and, you know, people grab you, that sort of thing. It's interesting.
What kind of monsters were you? Or-
I was an alien.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I was an alien. It was, I don't remember a ton about it because I didn't really work that much.
Yeah. All right. Well, let me ask you this. What kind of snacks did they have in the break room?
So you had to pay for them. You had to pay for your snacks, but you got a discount. The break room was legit. They had a full cafeteria, and yeah, we just had tables, and Steve and I would just sit there and just shoot the shit.
Nice.
Talk about wrestling. I think that was the most fun part of it for me, was just the hanging out, and then just the weekend of like I said, getting a shitty motel, and then just hanging out. And then we would go do shows. Like example, Saturday we'd go do a show during the day, and then we'd go and do work that at night, that sort of thing. So those were really fun, like early wrestling. I love my early wrestling days, where I was making no money and I was wrestling in parking lots at like, noon and on a Saturday in front of 25 to 50 people. And those were so fun to look back at, just being a kid and learning.
That's awesome.
Were there people, like, maybe you don't remember too much and didn't sound like you were working that hard, but were there people that were like way too into it?
Oh yeah. Yeah. There's people that, like, one of the things is there's a lot of people that work there every year for forever. I mean, I knew there was a couple that worked in my maze, and they were older, and they had been doing it for well over a decade. Every year they would just go and work from October or late September until the end of October, whatever the season is. And then they'd go back to their normal lives. Yeah. There was people that would like super, super into it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And like I said, people get scared, and they will swing. They will swing at you. You'll get guys that'll get scared.
That's the thing that worries me most. I've never been, and not even for like we're gonna get you. It's the seeing other people get scared and then like, no, I'm not. I'm from Riverside. I'm not scared, and then like swinging on people, and it's like I don't need this in my life. But like James, you go, don't you?
Yeah.
You go to like that stuff.
I've been to Halloween Horror Nights several times. Last year I went to Not Scary Farm twice. Did you
see The Hanging?
I went to The Hanging.
The Hanging is a great show.
It's the perfect cheese ball combination. Like, I don't even want to. There must have been at least 24 Deadpool jokes at The Hanging last year, because Deadpool and Wolverine had just come out, and so I was like so many terrible Deadpool-esque puns, but it's just fun.
Yeah.
It's not supposed to be serious, and I do think that the mazes do a good combination of, this is like a cheeky maze or whatever.
A lot of different
but then
ones,
this is like, oh shit, there's a Spider Queen. You go through this whole maze, and then at the end of it is some person who's in a full prosthetic with an animatronic spider body reaching out for you, suspended by bungees.
Yeah.
And you're like, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's probably insane now.
It's so much fun.
Crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you went to Not Scary Farm in 2002 and you went through a alien maze, you may have been scared.
Probably
by
not.
me.
You were probably in the break room.
I was probably in the break room,
odds are very low.
There is a
specific 30-minute window.
There is a 25% chance I jumped out at you.
That's awesome.
Oh man,
that's great. I do love the people that are passionate about that though.
Yeah,
it's like finding that thing. Like, you love to do this thing. I know someone who's a cast member at Knott's. They've been a cast member at several theme parks and different things.
Yeah.
And you know what? They're incredible at it.
Christopher Daniels did Waterworld at Universal for years.
Waterworld is the big thing.
A long time.
Yeah. Because the main deacon at Waterworld has been there since the beginning.
Wow.
You ever think about
Crazy.
that? Because he probably was he's not one of the stunt guys. He's the deacon who comes out, talks through the megaphone, and then when it's time to do the swaps with probably Christopher Daniels for the fire high dive or whatever. But you think about, I'm a working actor in Los Angeles. There's a casting call for this show. I'll go. It's a live show. I'll go do it. And then you do it for 30 years. The idea of playing the deacon at the Waterworld stunt show is the best job security you could have ever imagined your whole life is wild. I'd love to do that stunt show. I love Waterworld. Have we talked about this?
We haven't.
We'll talk about.
We'll talk about it
we
in
don't
a
have time
future
right now.
episode, yeah.
Well,
But I
we'll say this,
love
but
the Waterworld.
The Booker is
James
biting their pencil
loves
over
it.
there in the corner over
Yeah.
here. They're the old school biting the pencil.
Yeah.
That means it's time
He
to
said,
go
I
home.
asked for a $5. I asked for a $5.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Maybe one day we'll get Christopher Daniels on and he can tell you all about what it was like to be in the Waterworld stunt show and give you all the behind the scenes tips and tricks.
Hell yeah.
I'm not going to ask him a single question about wrestling.
Oh, I'm sure he'll be
Ask him
fine with
about
that.
Waterworld.
I'm sure he will be fine with that.
Great.
We got a lot to talk about. So
Yeah.
Oh my God.
all right, we
Wow.
got another one down.
Yeah.
boys. That was great.
It was a great episode. That was tons
It
of
was
fun.
a great episode.
Yeah, and we're gonna be back next week.
We will.
Always, you can always find us on social media, Creating Character Pod. I don't know. I feel like we kind of squashed the popcorn until Eric does more research into this and does the full test. I think we have to agree that Sky is right and
right.
Eric is wrong until more information is gathered.
Let's not get too.
I think that's what we landed on today.
Let's not go too far into anything. We'll do the test and I'll let you know the results, but remains to be seen, I guess, is where we'll keep it.
Yeah,
Yep.
well, we'll see. Either way, if you want to join the conversation, please do so at Creating Character Pod. Subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram. We're always posting fun clips and hang out in the comments. We'd love to hear your thoughts on popcorn, on Halloween Horror Nights. Do you like to get scared? Are you a motorcycle rider and do the things I say agree with you? And are you scared of men?
Who do you choose, the bear or the man?
Who do you choose, the bear or the man? Let us know down in the comments. If you want to follow me, search for James Willems. You can find me wherever James Willems is.
At Scorpio Sky on all things. And again, I have to say it again, like, subscribe on YouTube. And isn't there some new like hype points thing system on YouTube
Yes.
now?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. I don't know what it is, but I keep giving it to us.
Yeah, I
So-
think, give
Nice.
it to us. I
Hell
think
yeah.
it gets our content out there to
Yeah.
more people. So we want more people to come in and tell me I'm right about this popcorn thing.
All right.
So
Well, I don't know.
do
about
that, Eric.
No. All right. Well, you can find me at Eric Bedour everywhere. You can let me know that you think it's insane to go spend $11.50 on popcorn and then go home and eat the popcorn. Nuts. You're nuts. You're crazy. Buy a popcorn machine. You're nuts.
All right. That's it. That's it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll see you guys next week.
Give me a man.